Good evening to all of you. Welcome to Oliveboard. Is my voice audible? Is the video clear? Just write yes in the comment section. We'll wait for a couple of minutes, then we'll start this session. All right. Good evening to all of you. Yes, thank you, Ravi. Very good evening. Very good evening. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, then we'll start this session. All right. Okay. So yes, in today's session, we are going to cover the past 6 months important current affairs, and the theme for today would be banking, finance, economy and the business news. So in the previous session, what we have done, what we have covered the national, state and the international news. I hope you guys have seen that video session. If you have seen that video, just mention yes in the comment section. And if you have not, after this session, go and watch that video, because see, this video series is going to help you immensely, because for the past 6 months, if you haven't read any GA, if you haven't read any current affairs, this video series would be a high yield value for you for your upcoming exams. So just go after this session, first watch this session, and after the session just go and watch that video. So in a let's say 90 minutes, you would be able to cover all the important news, because see, for you it would be very hard to identify what all important news were there, but for us it would easy. And so use our knowledge, use our hard work to crack your exam. All right, no need to waste lot of hours in identifying the news and making all those things. Whatever we are teaching here, just go revise it. All right, it is in the live playlist on YouTube, and you can go and watch those videos. So when you open the Oliveboard channel of YouTube, just go on to the live section. Here you will find this thing. Okay, so let's start with today's topic. And all right, so the first news in this, see, our approach, for those students who are new to us, who for them this is your, if this is your first class, just remember our approach. Our approach is, I would be telling you the important current affair news first, then if there is something static portion related to that, we would be covering that particular fact in the next slide. So our approach is going to be the same in all the upcoming video series also. Clear? Chalo. So the first news was, RBI celebrates 90 years of service on Foundation Day 2024. So since we are covering from April till September, so April 2024 till September. Okay. So on 1st April 2024, RBI has basically, they were celebrating the 90 years of their formation. All right. And to mark this event, significant event, PM Modi visited Mumbai's National Center for Performing Arts. All right. So this was the news. But for you, the most important thing is the static fact about RBI. Okay. So here is the static fact. So RBI, it was established on 1st April 1934. Clear? And it began its operation on 1st April 1935. So establishment year was 1934. All right. Whatever your questions are, just write it in the comment section, and in between I would try to answer all those things. Okay. And very soon the result thing, it would be very soon. Okay, you would be getting the result very soon. First governor of RBI was Sir Osborne Smith, and the current governor of RBI is Mr. Shaktikant Das. All right. And initially the location of RBI was Kolkata, but it was shifted to Mumbai in 1937. And you all know the role of RBI. So RBI has two very important roles. One is qualitative control, and the second one is quantitative control. quantitative control. Okay. So in quantitative control, RBI has the task of selecting, or let's say mentioning the repo rates, reverse repo rate, bank rates. So one function, this number thing, that would be counting in under the quantitative role. For qualitative role, RBI has, see, financial system regulation. People, the banks, the scheduled commercial banks are following a proper, right, a helpful way to approach the customer. So these all things comes under the qualitative control. Clear? So these things you have to learn about RBI. All right. Okay. So one question I would be asking you is that, do you know what is CRR? CRR. Mention the full form in the current section. And if you know the present rate, do also mention that. CRR. A very important term, and generally they ask the question, what is the significance of CRR? Alright. In the other exams, sometimes they give you a scenario that sometimes, let's say, bank increases the repo rate or bank increases the general interest rate. So what would be the effect on CRR, or to control inflation, whether we have to increase CRR or decrease CRR. Alright. Yes, cash reserve ratio. If anyone knows what's the present rate, do mention in the comment section. Next news was RBI's Digital Initiative. See, one thing I have to tell you, many times some news contains very static and some conceptual facts. Alright. But some news are like one-liner fact. You just have to know that particular keyword and you would be able to solve the question. But in some news, there are also some static facts. You should understand those facts, and I will be showing you what kind of current affairs are those. All right. So these are, let's say, one single statement type of current affair. So RBI Digital Initiative, the purpose of this initiative is curbing illegal lending apps. You all must have seen that you might have received a call from, let's say, some person. Let's say, sir, I'm calling from this bank and we are offering you 5 lakh of personal loan, right? So these kind of callings and these kind of fraud activity was again mushrooming in a large number. So to control these kind of illegal activities, RBI has initiated this Digital Initiative. All right. So the full form is Digital India Trust Agency, and the purpose of this agency is combat the proliferation of illegal lending apps. Remember this thing. So how you are going to make the short notes? RBI Digital Initiative, curb illegal lending apps. Okay, so this is just a one-liner kind of current affair. No need to go much in depth. All right. So there was no static thing related to it. So you have to focus on that particular news. So whenever the question will come that Digital Initiative was launched for number 1, A option, B, C or D. Alright. So just remember, for to curbing the illegal lending apps. Yes, the cash reserve ratio is 4.5%. Excellent, excellent. I would be soon I would be giving you a session in which I would tell you all the present rates, be it repo rate, be it the CRR, be it the CPI value. Alright. I would give you a particular, let's say in the form of PDF, I would share it to you. The next news was merger announcement. Merger announcement. So AU Small Finance Bank and Fincare Small Finance Bank merged. Alright, so news was, so this was on 1st April 2024. So through an all stock deal, AU SFB presence in South India and enhances its customer base distribution network. So this bank have merged with AU Small Finance Bank, and this will help AU to expand its presence in the southern states. All right. So just this, remember this news, with which bank it has merged. Next is a static thing about AU Small Finance Bank. So it was established in April 2017. Okay. And it was evolved from AU Financiaries, which was initially an NBFC. Okay. So this initially in 1996, it started as an NBFC with name AU Financiaries, and the first CEO was Sanjay Agarwal. Okay, and till date he is the present CEO of AU Small Finance Bank. The headquarters is in Jaipur, and they started as a vehicle financing segment. So whenever you are going to purchase car, there would be some people there who will be trying to tell you that, sir, please buy the car insurance from us. So initially they started as a car vehicle financiers. All right. So remember this thing. And for how do you make the short notes? AU. First mention, always mention the year. Okay. So 2017, the CEO and the MD name Sanjay Agarwal. Sanjay Agarwal. All right. And the headquarters. These three facts you should remember about all the banks which are in present news. Okay. No need to go for every bank, just the top ones or the one which are in news. You have to remember all those things. Is it clear, everyone? Any doubt? Are you guys understanding our approach? Now, there is a big difference between, there was a term in the previous news was small finance bank. So, what is the difference between small finance bank and normal banks? Okay, so I have created a table here. You should just check this. So, the objective of both the banks are a bit different. Small finance bank basically focus on financial inclusion of underserved groups. Underserved group means those groups who don't have any bank accounts or those groups who don't have the access of formal banking system. And the regular banks, like the scheduled commercial banks, they provide a wide range of banking service. They provide you saving account, they provide you demat account, they provide you XYZ. All right. Primary focus of small finance bank was for targeting the underserved groups. All right. So target audience are MSME, small farmers, low income household, and for normal bank, individual businesses and corporation. So they focus on bigger one. All right. Those who have more money. So in simple terms, small finance bank by name, it is focusing on the people who have less income source. All right. Minimum capital to start this is 200 crores, and for normal banks or SCBs are 500 crore or more. They focus on rural and semi-urban areas. They focus on urban areas and sometimes on rural areas also. Clear? So small loans and big corporate loans. All right. And the next important thing is their 75% of the loans are provided to priority sectors like agriculture. All right. Like women development. And for their 40% of the loans to the priority sectors. So these are the key differences between small finance bank and the normal banks. Is it clear, everyone? Tell me how many scheduled commercial banks are there in India at present. Tell me the number. Total number of scheduled commercial bank. Does anyone know? Write it na. Hello Tiwari 008. I'm not getting your full name. So just write it. Whatever you feel, na, just write it. Your numbers won't be deducted here. Okay. It won't affect your final result. So just write it. Whatever you think. Are you left? I'll answer that question at the end. Okay, 12, 23. Nishi Kumari 23. No, 12 is no. I believe there are more. Okay, Riddhi saying 12. Sandhya, yes. Okay. Now, the next news was CCI approval. CCI is what? Competition Commission of India. So these are the key terms you have to know about. All right, and I'll be telling you what a CCI is. So CCI has given approval for Axis Bank's stake acquisition in Max Life Insurance. Okay, so this is a bank and this is a insurance company. So they have acquired some stake in the Max Life Insurance. Okay, so CCI has greenlit Axis Bank subscription to 14. This number is lakh crore 10 crore 14 crore 25 lakh equity shares of Max Life Insurance Company. So Axis Bank have acquired this amount of share of MIC. Okay, MLI, you're right. The full name is Competition Commission of India. This is the key thing. They might ask you that Axis Bank have acquired how much amount of equity share of Max Life Insurance. So you know the number around. See, if you don't know the exact name, just remember around 14 crore. Clear? So CCI is what? Competition Commission of India. It was formed in 2003 and it became fully functional in 2009. Headquarter is in New Delhi, and the current chairperson is Ramneet Kaur, and she is an IAS officer. All right. And what is the objective of CCI? Competition Commission of India, means to promote healthy competition, to avoid monopoly. Okay. So let's say if there is only one teacher, I am only teaching general studies. Okay. All students are coming to me. So this would be my monopoly. I can keep any amount of fees because I am the only one who is providing the service. So this will promote monopoly, and we don't want. We want a healthy competition. Healthy competition means more the teachers, more the information they would be giving you, and the more easy you would be able to get access to that teacher, because when the competition arises, price decreases. Okay, chalo. Next is, so static fact is about one more thing in that news was this Axis Bank. Okay, so it was founded in 1993 as UTI Bank, and it was renamed as Axis Bank in 2007. Its headquarters is in Mumbai, and the tagline of this bank is "Badhti ka naam Zindagi." You might have heard of this in some news or some advertisement. And the current CEO is Amitabh Chaudhary since 2019. So this fact is about Axis Bank. Just note it down. So these are some key information you should know. Chalo. Any particular query? Just write in the comment section. Yes, 12 is the answer. All right. Next news was landmark CDS trade. CDS is what? Credit default swap. See, these economic terms now, or these banking terms, I would say, it is hard in listening, it is difficult in learning or remembering the name, but once you understand the concept, now you are not going to forget things. I will tell you what the CDS is in a very simple term. Okay, so SBI and Standard Chartered Bank embraces new RBI norms. So what was the thing here is, see, RBI has now recently issued some guidelines. So RBI's issuance of fresh guidelines, State Bank of India and Standard Chartered Bank of India conducted a credit default swap, a trade value of 25 crore rupees. So first of all, understand which two banks. So what important thing you have to remember from here, that SBI and Standard Chartered Bank, okay, in box, credit default swap of 25 CR. This is your entire note. Now let's understand what is CDS. So I mentioned the definition here. First understand the definition, then I'll give you one example. What is the weightage of MU in exam? In how many questions we will see in exam? See, generally you would be getting around 40 questions, 40 to 50 questions in any exam, and in that around 30 to 35 would be of current affairs. Okay, and in that some questions would be from national news, some question would be from international, some would be from core economy, right, like this, some would be some business related, two banks have merged, something like this, and some would be a miscellaneous type, like which national park and which were in news. You will get a mix of question. So for 40 questions, what I was telling in the previous session, this the same thing I am telling you now. For 40 questions, you don't have to read entire GA. You have to be very smart. You have to pick the selected things. Okay, because so see, let's say 10 questions come from banking, finance and economy, and for the past 6 months, let's say there are more than 2000 news. So we have to be very precise which news we are reading. We are not saying that all the question will come from here, but yes, majority will come from this session. Okay. So a credit swap, default swap, is a type of financial contract or derivative that act as like insurance on a loan or bond. Now I am telling you an example. Let's say I have taken a bond from a company. Let's say the company name is Apple. I have taken a bond of Apple in turn of alright. So in return I have given some money. So then only they have issued a bond to me. So and if I have bond, I would be getting a fixed rate of interest. Let's say I am getting every year 5 to 7% of interest on my bond. So let's say I have invested 1 lakh rupees. Every year I am getting 6% interest. So every year 6,000 rupees will increase. But I am not very sure that Apple is doing good. The financial of Apple company is not very good. I'm feeling that. So I'm thinking that in future they won't be returning my money. So what I will do? I would contact a third party that I would like to insure my bond. Okay. And for that thing, let's say I go to person X. It is a company who is providing me that insurance. And I'll pay them, let's say 100 rupees per month. So that by paying a premium, my entire bond thing is safe. In case Apple malfunction, or let's say Apple got bankrupt, I would be getting my entire amount back. So for that, I'm paying a premium of 100 rupees to, let's say, person X, who is the insurer. So this is basically a credit default swap. Okay. Is it clear to you? It is basically a type of insurance. Clear? If it is clear, kindly mention yes. See, more questions would be direct single choice questions would be there. Around 10 to 12 questions would be statement based. One statement, two statement, or maybe one or two questions, maybe of three statements. All right. Thank you. So it is used to protect lenders or investors from the risk that a borrower, such as a company or government, will default on its debt. Alright, so it is basically a type of insurance. Alright, so this is. Now talking about SBI, the static news, because SBI was there. So it was originally founded as Bank of Calcutta in 1806. After that, it became State Bank of India in 1955. The headquarters is in Mumbai, and the tagline of SBI is the bankers to every Indian. And the current chairman is Dinesh Kumar Khera. So just remember these facts about SBI, and I hope you have understood what is credit default swap. Alright, chalo. Moving on to the next one. HDFC Bank becomes first private bank to open branch in Lakshadweep. So this is these kind of news. See, first of their time, first thing they have done. So HDFC is one of the biggest bank in the private sector. So they have opened a branch in Lakshadweep and became the first bank to do that thing. All right. So this is kind of one-liner. Okay, one-liner current affairs. Now coming to the static part, HDFC Bank CEO is Shashidhar Jagdishan. All right, and it was founded on August 1994. Headquarters is in Mumbai. So these are the static fact related to this thing. Okay. Result कब आएंगे? I don't know the exact date, but hopefully very soon. Maybe on weekend you can get the result. Now, interesting news was record direct tax collections exceed budget estimate in financial year 23-24. So the direct tax collection, they have surpassed what was the projection. Okay. So that direct tax collection for financial year 23-24 have surpassed union budget estimate, all right, by 1.35 lakh crore rupees. Not just 1000 more or 2000, 1.35 lakh crore more money they have collected from direct taxes. All right. So an increase of 7.4%. So these kind of number they generally ask in exam. So what was the direct tax collection? Yeah, by how much percent the direct tax collection surpassed the budget estimate? All right. So just remember, these are the certain type of direct taxes. Number one is income tax. The second one is corporate tax, which is levied on the corporates or companies. Then we have the capital gain tax. See, what is capital gain tax? A very interesting thing. If you guys have your parents who have invested in, let's say, mutual funds. All right. So let's say you have invested 10 lakh rupees. Now within 5 years your 10 lakh becomes 20 lakh rupees. So you have a 10 lakh rupee profit. So what they do is, let's say after 2 years, if you go to withdraw 10 lakh, you won't be getting the entire 10 lakh rupees. Okay. What would happen? Let's say around 12% or I believe 10% is the capital gain tax. There was some difference. Okay. So If anyone know, kindly mention in the comment section what is the present capital gain tax. I believe somewhere around 12%. It was previously 10%. Now it has been changed to 12%. Can anyone confirm? What is Riddhi written? Sir, the current chairman of SBI is CS Shetty. Alright. I believe I have done this what I have told. Just let me check. Okay. So there is this correction. Mr. CS Shetty. Okay. CS Shetty. Just correct this thing, na? This information. Correct this. The current chairperson is of SBI is CS Shetty. So the capital gain tax is basically on the amount. So let's say 10 or 12% would be deducted. Alright. Capital gain tax means long term profit. Tax on long term of profit. Okay. So when you're going to sell that thing, you would be getting a tax deduction. Now we have security transaction tax. So those who are dealing in stock markets, whenever they transact, there are small security transaction taxes levied. Then we have gift tax and minimum alternate tax. So gift tax is what? Whenever you win any lottery, let's say you won a lottery of, let's say in KBC you got 1 crore rupees, you won, but you won't be getting the entire amount. They will tax you certain gift tax because they are providing you gift. They are taxing you. Alright. So this thing. And the other one is minimum alternate tax. So these are the direct taxes. From these sources, the government is collecting revenue. Okay. Chalo. Now the static fact, Central Board of Direct Taxes, who is the body, which is the body who is in charge of collecting all the tax law, who are in charge of maintaining or developing all the tax laws. Okay. So the full name is Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT in short, formed in 1964. Alright. It comes under Ministry of Finance. The headquarters is in New Delhi. The current chairperson is Ravi Agrawal. Okay. And this body, they act under a certain law. And which law? Income Tax Act 1961. Alright. Yes, September के भी cover होंगे. Yes, we would be covering the September news as well in this session. So this is about Central Board of Direct Taxes. So when you see, have you heard of the IRS officer, Indian Revenue Services? So these guys, they work under, when you become IRS income tax, or when you clear SSC exams, है ना, you become this inspector income tax. So all these bodies, they are governed as per this Income Tax Act 1961. Next we have HDFC Life leadership transition. Keki Mistry appointed as the chairman. Alright, so HDFC Life, he is Mr. Keki and he has been appointed as the new chairman. Alright, so before that, Mr. Deepak S. Parekh, he was the person in charge. He resigned, and after that Mr. Keki became the Keki Mistry, his full name is, and he was previously associated with the company since 2000. Alright, so he has become the new chairperson of HDFC Life Insurance. So these are one-liners. Clear? Now the next news was World Bank raises India's growth projection for financial year 24, GDP at 7.5%. So see, there are some banks and some financial groups also. They just the sole work of them is to project or give a score that this country is going to increase their GDP by, let's say, this much %, or this country is going to grow by, let's say, 10%. The sole purpose of the sole function of these kind of organization is to publish reports for any country's growth. One of the such bank is World Bank. Okay, so World Bank has projected that India's GDP is going to increase with 7.5% for financial year 24. Alright, and initially they were apprehensive of this fact. They were saying that no, Indian market would be growing by 6.8%, but as soon as times passes, they realized that no, India is going to become a superpower. They realized that thing, and that's why they have increased this growth rate. Alright, so because of the robust economic activity in India, India is expected to drive growth in South Asia. Alright, so they have projected this thing. So as per this, so there is a term called GDP. GDP is what? The gross domestic produce. Whatever the goods and services are being produced in India, in the boundary of India, national boundary of India, it is called GDP. Okay. And if we say about the global ranking, India ranked 5th globally in terms of nominal GDP. Alright. And there is one more ranking in terms of GDP at PPP. GDP at PPP. PPP is what? Purchasing power parity. Means, let's say, how much amount of goods I can purchase with, let's say, 1 rupee in India, and how much amount of goods I can purchase with $1 in USA. So this comparison, this is known as the purchasing power parity. Alright. So on the basis of PPP, India ranks 3rd globally. Clear? And on the basis of nominal GDP, the absolute number, India ranks 5th, and the GDP of India absolute number is $3.94 trillion. Okay. So this is this 2 GDP ranking you should remember. 5th in terms of absolute, and in terms of PPP, India ranks 3rd. Chalo. Next news was PepsiCo's investment in Ujjain. Ujjain is the city in Madhya Pradesh, very famous for the Kumbh Mela. Alright, and Ujjain is situated on the bank of which river? Comment in the section. On which river's bank the city of Ujjain is situated? Tell me. So this news was that PepsiCo is going to invest in Ujjain. You guys kindly mention in the comment section. On the bank of which river? Right now, whatever you know. I believe you guys have read something in geography. No, not Ganga. Ganga is not in MP. Vinod? Guess. Yeah, just write it now, whatever you know. I will tell you the correct answer. So the correct answer is on the bank of Shipra river. Alright, Ujjain is situated on the bank of Shipra river. So coming to this, back to this news. So PepsiCo has decided to invest 1266 crore for setting up a manufacturing unit in Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. So these kind of news are one-liners. So let's read something about the PepsiCo Company. So it was established in 1965. Alright. So this company was basically, there were 3 separate companies. So PepsiCo Cola Company and Frito-Lay Incorporation. So they merged and formed PepsiCo. Alright. The headquarter is New York. The founder of Pepsi Cola is Caleb Branham. Alright. He was born in 1898. And the present CEO and chairman is Ramon Laguarta. Okay, just remember this name, the present CEO. One very famous personality related with PepsiCo is Indra Nooyi. Alright, she was once a most richest woman in the entire world. Clear? So the key brands related with Pepsi is Pepsi drink, cold drink, Mountain Dew, Lay's chips, Gatorade, Tropicana, Quaker Oats, Doritos. These are the brands, or these are the products of PepsiCo Company. Now we have Adani Green Energy builds world's largest renewable energy park in Khavda, Gujarat. So these kind of news are known as one-liner current affairs. Where does Adani Green establish the world largest renewable energy park? It is in Khavda, Gujarat. Alright. So the plant's total capacity would be 30 gigawatt, and the group has invested 1.5 lakh crore for this project. Okay. And who would be the operating agency? Gujarat Industries Power Companies Limited. This institution would be the nodal agency for this renewable energy park. what is the question? The PepsiCo ambassador. I don't know who is the present PepsiCo ambassador. From India? I believe Ranbir Kapoor or someone. Do you guys know? Anyone? See, like this, there are plethora of news related with business, economy, and these news are, I would say, they will saturate your brain. You won't be able to recall anything like the next morning. But when you precisely select the most relevant one, you are going to get at least, I believe, 5 to 6 questions out of 10. I'm saying, okay. So just remember the key things. The next news was IRIDA granted prestigious Navratna status by government. See, every public sector unit, public sector enterprises, they have been segregated into Maharatna at the top, then the Navratna, then the mini Ratnas, like this. Okay, so IRIDA, which is basically Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Okay, this is the full form of IRIDA. It deals with the renewable energy, means wind energy, alright, the hydroelectricity. Clear? So this has been granted the Navratna status. So what is the benefit of getting a Navratna status? Now less government interference. Now the authority have to invest up to 1000 crore without seeking prior approval of the government. So now up till 1000 crore they can directly work. No need to get signed by the government that you can do. Then only they can invest that much of amount. No need. They can work on their own. Clear? So now the total number of Navratna PSCs are 17. Okay, and the total number of Maharatna companies 13. Tell me whether GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited, is a Maharatna or not. Mention in the comment section. Mention yes or no. Nikhil, see, no need to remember the brand ambassador for everything. Okay, what you can do is you can remember the brand ambassador of some social sector schemes like Swachh Bharat Mission. Clear? Like let's say government agency, let's say BSNL. Clear? They tend to ask question from these areas. For private companies, no need to go on read about everything. Otherwise, you have to read about Nike, Adidas also, na? So try to focus on the government agencies. So GAIL is a Maharatna or not? Yes or no? We are going to cover a news related with GAIL also. You will get your answer from there also. So moving on to the next thing. So let's read something about IRIDA, again a very important organization. So it was established in 1987 as a public sector undertaking. Okay, and this comes under which ministry? Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And these kind of agencies, whenever they come under some ministry, especially with the environment ministry, the headquarters generally in New Delhi. The current chairman person is Pradeep Kumar Das. Remember this name. So IRIDA, where the headquarters? New Delhi. Okay, it is a Navratna. Alright, and the third one is the MD or chairperson, Mr. P.K. Das. This is your short notes. Is it fine? Can you make like this? This will help you very much in consolidating your notes by concising your long notes into very short and concise 5 to 6 pages. Okay. Now the next news was, I believe ICICI Bank joins India's top 5 companies with market cap surpassing rupees 8 trillion. Rupees 8 trillion, not $8 trillion. The entire GDP of India is around $4 trillion. Okay, this is 8 trillion rupees. You can convert into dollars, you can see. Yes, Gail is Maharatna. Excellent. See, why I'm asking you to comment, because many of the questions na, the answers you can get yourself by in the comment section only. If I say let's say I don't know any the answer of any question, I would write something. What will happen? It will be wrong na. That's it na. But what is the benefit I am getting? I would be getting the benefit of knowing the correct answer, which will help me in my exam. Clear? So ICICI has become the second bank in India to cross the rupees 8 trillion market capitalization. Okay, so second one means the first one is HDFC. Okay, so the top 5 companies by market capitalization is led by, so if we talk about the entire companies which includes banks and all those things, so at number 1 is Reliance Industries, owned by Mr. Mukesh Ambani, and this the capital of Reliance Industries around 19.8 trillion rupees. Okay, then at second number is TCS, Tata Consultancy, at 14 trillion. Post that, in banks, number 1 HDFC, okay, around 11.6 trillion. Then at second number we have ICICI at 8 trillion, and at third number State Bank of India with 7.4 trillion. So ICICI Bank has crossed SBI also. That is a very big accomplishment for ICICI. Okay. So now talking about ICICI Bank, it was established in 1994. See, you must have seen that almost all the private sectors, they have formed post 1991. What is the reason behind that? What is the reason that why almost all the private banks have been established after 1991? What is the reason? Tell me. The economic enthusiast, tell me what is the reason. Riddhi, Mr. Tiwari, Kalpan, Vinod, Saraswati, tell me what is the reason. So, LPG, liberalization, privatization. So, it happened in 1991. It opened the way for the public sector, the private sector. Clear? So, it was a very big achievement, or I would say the very big work of Mr. Manmohan Singh. Clear? So, regarding ICICI, it was established in 1994. The headquarters is in Mumbai. The present CEO is Sandeep Bakshi. And the tagline for ICICI Bank is हम है ना ख्याल आपका रखने के लिए. ठीक है? All right. Next news is again regarding ICICI Bank. So it has introduced UPI for NRIs using international mobile numbers. So now the NRIs who are residing in, let's say, US, they can use their international numbers to pay on India using on Indian scan this barcode. All right, or in the using that they can use this Phone Pay or Paytm also. So ICICI Bank enabled NRIs to use UPI in India with their international mobile numbers. So again a one-liner kind of current affairs. Which bank has started which bank has allowed the use of UPI for for the NRIs? ICICI, PNB, SBI. So the correct answer is ICICI. So previously NRIs had to link an Indian mobile number to their NRE NRO account. I would tell you what is NRE NRO. So previously they have to link their international mobile number with an Indian. Okay. Then they can only use the UPI. But now what ICICI have done, that they can directly use their international mobile number. No need to link their account, saving accounts, with the Indian mobile number. Clear? So let's see what is NRE NRO account. NRE means non-resident external, means someone who is from India and who is residing outside of India. And NRO, non-resident ordinary. Okay, So these accounts are type of bank account in India that are catered to non-resident Indians. So whenever an NRI is there, they have to open either this or the other account. Alright. So NRE account is for foreign income, tax-free interest and fully repatriable, means they can directly transfer to their Indian account, saving account. Okay. So if I, let's say if I am an NRI, I am living outside India. So I would be earning in, let's say I am residing in US, so I would be earning in dollar. Clear? So there would be no interest, no tax on my interest. Clear? Also, I can directly send it to my saving accounts in India. This is NRE account. NRO account is what? For Indian income. Let's say some person who is from US who is residing in India. Okay. Then their interest is taxable. Excuse me. Then it is limited repatriability, means they can limit the number of transactions. Clear? So this is about NRE and NRO. Now you have learned that if you are an NRI, you have to open either of the two accounts. Clear? Moving on to the next news, SBI General unveils surety bond bema for infrastructure projects. Kind of the similar thing which we have read earlier. Surety bond bema, bond ka bima, bonds bima. Alright. So it provides assurance to project owners that contractor will complete projects according to agreed terms and condition. In simple terms, let's say I am the project owner, I am a builder. Alright, I am giving my building contract to, let's say, one of the contractor that go and build this society. Clear? So let's say in case I would be paying him something. So in order to protect that money, SBI is giving surety bond bima. So this product aims to bolster confidence in infrastructure sector by mitigating the financial risk. Clear? So the contractor have to work as per the agreed terms and condition, then only I have to pay him. Otherwise, no need to. So this is the surety bond bima. So which company? SBI General Insurance. Now let's talk about bond. Okay, what are bond? So bond is basically a debt instrument where an investor lends money to an entity. Where an investor lends money to an entity means, for example, I lend 1 lakh rupee to, let's say, a company, Apple, and in turn they give me a bond. Or let's say I lend 1 lakh rupees to the government and they gave me in return a government bond. They will tell me that, sir, every year you will get fixed 6% of interest rate and your money will increase, the value of your investment will increase every year. Alright, so this is bond. So it can be a government bond, it can be a corporate bond, it can be a municipal bond, or it can be a convertible bond. Convertible bond means I can convert my money into the equities of that particular company. And who can issue this bond? Government, corporation, local authority, anyone can give that thing. Who is an investor? Person or institution lending money by purchasing the bond. So I purchase the bond, so I am the investor. Interest rate in bonds are fixed. Remember this thing. This is the most important point, that in bond interest rates are fixed. Alright. At maturity means the date when the principal is repaid to the investor. And for the risk thing, it is one of the least as compared to the stocks, because the value of stocks now varies as per the market. But bonds have fixed. Your principal would be safe. Okay. And the purpose is for issuing the bond is to raise the money from, let's say, the investor for different projects. Let's say I am a builder. I own a company, let's say Bhutani Group. Just a reference. So I own Bhutani Group. I want to raise money from people. I would issue them a, let's say, corporate bond, that you can invest this much amount and you will get this bond and I will give you 3% interest rate. So they will start purchasing my bond and I will be getting the money and I will use that money to create infrastructure. and when I sell those infrastructure, I will be getting profits, and then on the basis of those profit, I can give the investor their interest income. All right, is it clear? I don't think it can be explained in more simple terms. I believe it has been clear to you. What are bonds and what are they used for? Tell me, what is the correct, write in the comment section. Yes, no. Tell me something. Yes, no, yes sir, I understood. No sir, I didn't. Can you explain me again? Anything? Due to foreign investment, rapid economic growth. Okay, so that Riddhi you're writing about. Okay, that is previous question I asked. Other students, see this, your 90 minutes, it will be going to fetch you 5 to 6 questions, correct questions. So the next news was Bank of Maharashtra top among PSUs banks in business growth in financial year 24. So Bank of Maharashtra has even outshined the State Bank of India in terms of their growth. So the total business grows by 15.94%. Alright, so it has outperformed even SBI. Their deposit has increased by 15.66%. You don't have to remember all the things, just remember this number. Okay, because and the bank name, who was the top performer? The Bank of Maharashtra. And see, there is a term called CASA deposit. CASA deposit means the current account deposit and the saving account deposits. So it saw a significant growth of 52.73 because they charge very less for your bank account opening. Alright, so you can give a bare amount of fees and they will open a saving account and then will open a current account. So that's why they have been so diligent with their customers. That's why they have seen so much of growth. Then their loan, it has grown strongly with 16.3%. Now the very important thing here is this term, the capital adequacy ratio, which stood at 17.38%. The higher this number, I will tell you what is CAR, capital adequacy ratio, then you will understand the meaning of this term. Okay, so it was around 17.38. so this is the one liner kind of question news, that who tops the business growth of financial year 24? The Bank of Maharashtra. All right, now let's see. So CASA is what? CASA refers to the deposit in banks, current account and saving account. So it is basically CA for current account and saving account for SA. So it is the abbreviation for this thing. Okay, now the second term is capital adequacy ratio. It measures a bank's capital in relation to its risk weighted assets. In simple terms, it ensures that a bank has enough cushion to absorb potential losses. Means, let's say I am a bank, I have my, let's say, total 100 crore rupees. I have given 50 crore as loan to different people, and I have in return, see, whenever you give loan, you will get back you will get back the loan You want that to person which you have given loan, you want them to deposit back, but this is not happening in most of the cases. Very good example, Vijay Mallya, he has taken lakhs of crore rupees and he fled the country. I'm not going to pay, he told. So in this case, what? The bank is going to have huge losses. So bank has decided that you have to keep some amount as a cushion. Let's say in case these kind of activity is happening in India. So let's say a threshold, a minimum threshold you have to keep for yourself so that the bank can continue its daily operations. All right. So it ensures that a bank has sufficient cushion to absorb potential losses, which will, because all these money are of whom? These are of the people, the depositors. All right. And this will make the bank more stable. So there is a formula for CAR, bank's capital divided by the risk weighted assets. Okay, so CAR equal to bank's capital over risk weighted assets. So if the more the value of CAR means more is the bank's capital. This is a good situation. The less means the risk weighted assets are more. This is not a good situation. Alright. So there is certain standards. So as per the Basel III norms, a bank have a minimum of 8% CAR. Public sector bank, for RBI has issued guidelines that the public sector banks should have minimum 12%. The private banks as per RBI should have minimum 9%, and the non-banking financial companies should have a minimum of 10%. So these are the certain standards. Okay, is the voice clear? Some students are not able to understand. Is my voice clear, everyone? Just mention yes or no in the comment section. Is the voice clear, guys? All right. Okay. So the next news was record 2.11 lakh crore RBI dividend to central government for 23-24. See what happened is, as per the RBI Act, okay. So as per the RBI Act 1934, RBI has to share its profit with the government because it is ultimately owned by the government of India, na? So whenever this organization is there, it is in profit, they will share. So RBI has given 2.11 lakh crore as dividend to the government. So see, RBI is so much profit. Alright. So this is the highest ever dividend. Okay, so this is the highest ever dividend despite the contingent buffer risk being 6.5% for 23-24. They have kept a significant amount around 6.5% as a cushion. Even after that, they have given 2.11 lakh crore as dividend to the government of India. Remember this number, they can ask. So why they have to give? Because the government of India is the sole authority. Alright. Now, a static fact that you have to understand why the RBI is paying to the government. So as per the Economic Capital Framework, ECF, remember this term? It is a set of guidelines, basically it is a set of guidelines that governs how much capital RBI should hold to ensure its financial stability. So Economic Capital Framework tells that RBI have to hold this much percent with themselves to proper function. Alright, and how much surplus they can transfer to the government of India. This is told in under Economic Capital Framework. There and see, every few years there is a committee. They sit and they decide what should be the percentage that RBI have to keep with themselves. So in 2019, there was a committee which was chaired by former RBI Governor Mr. Bimal Jalan. Alright, and he told that RBI have to maintain between 5.5 to 6.5% of balance as capital, and presently RBI is maintaining 6.5%. Alright, so it is as per the Economic Capital Framework. Now you got why RBI is paying to the government the dividend. Similarly, all the public sector banks, they have to pay to the government because they are ultimately owned by the government of India. Manu, you can check your internet or thing, na? Because I believe other students, they are getting the voice. Now, the next news was PhonePe launches UPI in Sri Lanka in partnership with Lanka Pay. So imagine a situation. You are in India, you planned with your family that let's go to Sri Lanka. And once you go to Sri Lanka, you have the habit of paying through Paytm or PhonePe. Now you start to scan the barcodes and you are not able to pay. It would be a difficult situation, na? Because you're not habitual of carrying cashes. You're not habitual of carrying cash. So you are scanning, but it is not working there. So in order to solve this problem, this is a big problem for all the tourists. This is a very good thing PhonePe has done. So PhonePe has allowed the user to seamlessly utilize UPI for transaction across Lanka Pay. So Phone Pay plus Lanka Pay UPI. Okay, so you can make a short note. Now you can go and scan. It will accept. All right. So, so providing the person familiarity and security while traveling. And this partnership will aim to enhance the payment experience for Indian tourists and business traveler in Sri Lanka. So now they can use their mobile, their phone pay app to pay any amount under a limit in Sri Lanka also. No need to download any other app. Okay. So about PhonePe CEO is Mr. Ritesh Pai. Lanka Pay CEO is Channa De Silva. If you can remember this name, you can read it. Otherwise, just remember this one. Okay. And Sri Lanka's central bank governor name is Nandlal Veerasinghe. Okay. Moving on to the next news. GAIL. I was talking about previously whether it is a Maharatna or not. Alright. So GAIL India commissions India's first green hydrogen plant. Very, very important. And where it has commissioned, the location is important. So it is in Vijaypur of Madhya Pradesh state. Vijaypur, Madhya Pradesh, green hydrogen plant by GAIL. Alright. So the capacity is 4.3 tons per day of hydrogen it can produce. Now some static fact about GAIL. The headquarters is in New Delhi. It was founded in 1984. It is a Maharatna. It was awarded a Maharatna status in 2013. Is it clear now? GAIL is a Maharatna and it has been awarded in this Maharatna status in 2013. Okay. See, a government has one PSU for everything. For example, for gas, they have GAIL. Alright. For electricity, they have BHEL. They are very well trained in making good, big and huge turbines, which is being used in producing hydroelectricity. Alright. Then for electronics, they have BEL. For aviation, alright, so they have Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So these kind, government has one PSU for everything, for railways, for you just name it, you will get Indian Railways, IRCTC and everything. Sir, Sri Lanka has an app like money paying India like government app. I am not getting what I am saying. Yes, they have Lanka Pay, na? Just like we have Phone Pay, they have Lanka Pay. Now, the next news was SEBI launches Sathi 2.0, personal finance app for investors. Okay, so this Sathi 2.0 is basically a mobile app which is designed to provide comprehensive tools for simplifying complex financial concepts. Like I have told you about credit default swap, na? You can use this app to learn about all those complex terms. Okay. So this app has different modules on different financial aspects like KYC procedure, how to do KYC for mutual fund, what are ETFs, exchange traded funds, buying and selling of shares and other online dispute redressal mechanisms. So all these things you will get in this Sathi 2.0. Alright, it also has educational videos. So SEBI Sathi, S equal to S, remember this thing. Now the next news was Air India Vistara merger approved by NCLT. So National Company Law Tribunal has approved the merger of Air India with Vistara. So Vistara is basically Singapore based company and this Singapore Airlines Vistara, it will be holding a 25.1% stake in Air India. So you must have heard about the disinvestment, the term disinvestment of Air India. Okay, so now government has released some of their control by 25%. They have let it go. It is now owned by Vistara, which is a Singapore based airline. Okay, so This is one of the world's largest airline groups. Now, let's see what is NCLT. So, NCLT is National Company Law Tribunal. It was established in 2016 under Companies Act 2013. The headquarters is in New Delhi. And what is the purpose? The purpose is, first of all, it is a quasi-judicial body. It is not a fully judicial, it is a quasi-judicial body. And they take up cases related with companies. Okay, so like insolvency resolution, disputes, operation, mismanagement cases, they take up. Alright, so it is basically a judicial body. And they have the power to operate under two laws, two acts, Companies Act and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. They generally take the cases related with these two acts. Okay, and you can make appeal against their decision. Where you can appeal? So let's say NCLT gave you some order, okay, decision. If you are not satisfied with, you can appeal to National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, NCLAT. And even then you are not satisfied, you can go to Supreme Court. Okay, so this is the hierarchy. Is it clear, everyone? What is NCLT and how you can appeal against NCLT? Yes or no in the comment section. Now the next news was RBI launches global hackathon named Harbinger to combat financial frauds. So again a one-liner type of current affairs. Name of the exercise Harbinger. Purpose of this exercise is to combat financial frauds. Alright. So the theme of this, it has two themes. First one is zero financial fraud and second one is being Divyang friendly. Means how the banks can be more accessible to the disabled person. Because see, even today's time, you might have noticed that whenever you go to a bank, they have steps, or let's say 5 to 6 steps. After then, the banks come. But for a disabled person who is not able to walk, he or she can't go or enter this bank. Either way, they have to take care of, they have to take support from some other person, then only they can go to the bank. So, there is a scheme called Accessible India campaign, in which they have strictly mentioned that all the government related offices would be disabled friendly. Okay, so RBI is also following this thing. So why RBI has launched this hackathon? Because the number of online frauds has increased. So it has increased by 334%. It is very high number. And if you convert this number of cases into money, it will be somewhere around 1500 crore rupees of financial fraud being done online. So in order to stop this thing, RBI has organized this global hackathon named Harbinger. Clear? Now the next news was GAIL. Again the news on GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited. It is going to set up India's largest ethane cracker project worth 60,000 crore rupees in Madhya Pradesh. So in Sihor district of Madhya Pradesh, Sihor district of Madhya Pradesh, GAIL is going to set up the largest ethane cracking plant, okay, and which can produce 1500 kiloton per annum of ethane in a year. Alright, the amount is, the capital expenditure would be 60,000 crore, right? Next in the news is, so let's be quick. SBI revolutionizes SME lending with SME digital business loan. So small and medium enterprises, they always faces difficulty in getting loan from bank. So to ease this thing, SBI has come up with an initiative called SBI Digital Business Loan. Alright, so using this thing, they can easily provide loan under 45 minutes. This is very quick. This is a good thing. This comes under ease of doing business. How easily I can start a business in India. these kind of activity, these kind of schemes helps the growing entrepreneur, the young entrepreneur to start their own businesses. All right. Now under this they have a data driven credit assessment. So they can check your credit score online, and they can decide whether they can give the loan to you or not by based on your credit score. And how they get their credit score? By using your PAN and Aadhaar. Okay, so India is now developing, right? So, and all this thing you can get this information you can get under 10 seconds without human intervention. So AI is now becoming a reality. Clear? Next we have India Post Payment Bank. They have partnered with money transfer. They have partnered with RIA money transfer to revolutionize rural remittances services. So see, we all know that majority of Indians today also lives in rural areas. So around 65% of India's total population lives in rural areas, and they have limited excuse me. So I'm having a throat infection for a couple of days. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So as we know that the majority of Indians lives in rural areas, and they have limited access to the financial things, financial infrastructure. So to ease out this, India Post Payment Bank has collaborated with RIA payment transfers, all right, to expand their presence in the rural areas. Okay, so again a one-liner current affairs that India Post Payment Bank plus RIA equal to rural financial services. Okay, so they can ask you a question that with which company India Post Payment Bank has collaborated for increasing their presence in the rural areas. Now some static facts about India Post Payment Bank. It was established in 2018 under Department of Post, which comes under Ministry of Communication. You all must have heard of post offices now. So India's Post Payment Bank, it comes under Ministry of Communication. It is 100% owned by Government of India, and the present MD is Mr. R. Visweswaran. Alright. RIA Money Transfer, it is the parent company. His name is Euronet Worldwide Incorporation, and what service they provide? They provide fast, secure and affordable global money transfer. Okay, and the CEO of RIA Money Transfer is Sean Filder. So you can remember these two names, at least remember the name of the MD of India's Post Payment Bank. Now the next is, so again this repeated news. Now RBI ups financial accommodation for states UTs by 28% to 60,118 crore rupees. So this news is basically about RBI has increased the aggregate way and means advances, WMA. So again there is a banking term. I will tell you what are this WMA. So they have increased this limit for state governments and union territories by 28%, and the value would be, so it has increased from 47,000 crore to 60,000 crore rupees. So what are ways and mean advances? Let's check. So ways and mean advances are short-term loans provided by RBI to the Government of India and state government. Alright, so short-term money provided by RBI will give short-term money to Government of India and state government. Why they are giving it? Why RBI is giving them? Because to help them manage their temporary mismatch. So sometimes the state don't have the revenue, so they borrow from RBI. Alright. What is the purpose? To provide government with a mechanism to deal with their short-term liquidity shortage. Sometimes many state governments don't have the money, so they use ways and means advances to get money from RBI. Alright. So there are basically two type of WMAs, normal WMAs and special WMA. Okay, normal WMA, in this borrowing is allowed up to a certain limit. Alright. So, and it is based on the state government needs. But special WMA, it is provided against the government securities or collateral. So, whenever you use a collateral to take some loan, then the interest rates becomes less. This is the thing. Very important thing about WMA is that a loan amount which you have taken from RBI, it has to be returned within 90 days. That is why it is called short term. Less than 90 days means short term. Okay. And also WMA carries an interest rate linked to RBI's repo rate. So if the repo rate is 6%, if you have taken loan of 1 lakh, you have to return 1,06,000 rupees back to RBI. So remember this thing. Okay. So this is the WMA. Now the next news was, so are you guys getting what all the important things we have to cover in a particular news? Yes or no? What are the static, or let's say the static facts or the static terms in the news? I am also telling you this so that it gets ingrained in your brain. So the next time you see this term, you can easily comprehend the news. Okay. The next one is SBI launches Amrit Vrishti 444 days deposit with 7.25% interest rate. Alright, so it is basically a term deposit scheme in which, let's say, if you want to, generally what is the trend now, that if you use a fixed deposit, the interest rate varies from 6.5 to 7.2%. But some banks, what they are doing is they are giving you, let's say, if you deposit 1 lakh rupees for, let's say, 444 days, I will give you more interest rate. So this is carrying 7.25 interest rate. Also, for senior citizen, it is 0.5% more. Alright, so they will get, senior citizen will get 7.75% on this term deposit. Term deposit means for a particular time period. Okay, so it is available for investment until March 2025. So by March 2025, you can invest your money and get a 7.25% return. It is a good rate of interest. Now the next news was RBI report India's employment growth at 6% versus 3.2% FY23. So RBI has published a report that the employment growth in India is 6% and previously it was 3.2%. Means India is doing good. Alright. So this is the entire news. So employment growth is 3.2%, which was in financial year 23. And 6% in financial year 24. So they can ask that what has RBI mentioned. So 6% for this 24 event. There are other data also, if you can read it from here. Excuse me. Now, the next news is Financial Inclusion Index. Kindly excuse my voice. So this Financial Inclusion Index rises with growth across all segments. So first thing you have to remember is this Financial Inclusion Index, it is released by RBI. Okay, it is released by RBI. They can directly ask that Financial Inclusion Index is released by which of the following options? RBI, let's say World Bank, IMF, whatever. Na? So RBI has released this FI index and they have told that the financial inclusion means access to the financial instruments for the underserved and the underprivileged, means banking service to all, be it banking service, the share, equities, whatever. Alright. So it has rose to 64.2. So more the value means more financial inclusion. Alright. So this FI index is based on access, usage and quality of the service, of the financial service. Alright. So on basis on this, they derive, or let's say they derive a final number, and the more the higher the number, the better is the condition of financial inclusion. Financial inclusion means including in the financial services, bringing more people into the banking sector. Okay, opening more bank accounts. Every person have their own bank account. Okay, so there was this very famous scheme opening bank account of each and every person in India. All right, can you name the name of the scheme in which government is opening bank account for each and every person of India? Mention the name of the scheme. Which mission? Next we have Tata Group is India's most valuable brand. So this is a one-liner kind of current affairs. Alright. So Tata Group is most valuable. Why? Because it has the brand value at 28.6 billion US dollar. Around, let's say around 30 billion US dollar. That is why most valuable. Okay. At number 2 is Infosys and number 3 is HDFC Bank. So remember, the most valuable brand from India is the Tata Group. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, exactly. It is what? It is the most famous. This is the umbrella scheme for financial inclusion in India. Okay. Next we have RBI hikes UPI limit for tax payment to rupees 5 lakh per transaction. So now previously what you can do, you can transfer up to 1 lakh only, but now RBI has increased it to 5 lakhs. So what will be the impact? People will use more digital transaction method, na? It will boost the digital payment, reduce the reliance on cash. Clear? This is the one-liner. Let's be a bit quick. Next is the RBI Governor Shaktikant Das ranked top central banker for second year. So he has done so much for this country. So for the second consecutive time, he has been awarded as the best central banker. All right. So this report, it is published by, so this central banker report, all right. So it is published by Global Finance Magazine. Okay. And they consider more than 100 countries. So they ranks the central banker. Central banker is for India it is RBI. So every country has its own central bank, and the chairman or the ND or the, let's say, main person of this central bank, or they are called as central banker. Okay, so they rank all those based on their work and the goods they have done. So for the second time, our RBI governor has been awarded the top rank. Yes, good. 56.6% women, 66.6 rural and semi, 53.3 account. Good. Next is NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. NPCI is National Payment Corporation of India. It has launched UPI Circle for secure payments among trusted user. So it is a very good scheme. So let's see what the scheme is about. So UPI Circle, it allows primary UPI users to delegate payment responsibility to their trusted secondary users. In simple term, let's say my grandfather, he is 80 years old. He can make me as his secondary UPI user, and then he can ask me that, son, please pay my electricity bill. So I can use his mobile, or I can pay from his account using his UPI number. Alright, because he has made me the secondary user of his UPI account. So it is very beneficial for all those who have their senior citizen or their grandparents who don't know how to use technology. They can pay from their account. But see, there's a catch. The primary user can fix a limit that only this much amount you can pay. So let's say my grandfather, he has told me that 10,000 rupee Yash can pay from my account. So if I want to purchase something for 20,000, I can't use his account. Okay, so there is some safety measure also. Okay, so this is this UPI Circle scheme. You remember, primary user primary plus secondary UPI user. Okay, helpful for senior citizen. Similarly, if someone has a small child, or let's say his child is in 10th class or 12th class and residing outside his native place, then he can use his child as his the secondary user for his account. Okay. So static fact about NPCI that it was formed in 2008 and all the ATMs are controlled by this organization only, National Payment Corporation of India. So it manages all the retail payment system in India. Okay, the parent organization is RBI and Indian Banks Association. Right, so the key services they provide is UPI, IMPS, NASH transaction, everything is controlled by NPCI. And the chairperson is Ajay Kumar Chaudhary. Remember this name. Now, the next news is Bandhan Bank launches Avni Savings Scheme for Women. So see, this is not for the poor. They have launched this for well-off women. Okay. So this saving account targets well-off women. And in this account, the women have to keep a minimum quarterly balance of 25,000 rupees. Alright. So on their foundation day, Bandhan Bank has launched this scheme. So in this, multiple benefits are also there. The debit card, free airport lounges they are going to provide these kind of additional benefits when a woman is going to open this Avni account. Alright. So remember, this is for well-off women. Those are in a good financial condition. So about Bandhan Bank, it was started as an NGO, alright, then become a non-banking financial company, microfinance institution. Then it received the universal banking license in 2015. So from NGO to a microfinance institution to a proper banking. Okay, so in 2015 it has started. Kolkata is its headquarter. The leadership is Mr. Ratan Kumar Kesh. Alright. So the tagline is Aapka Bhala, Sabka Bhala, Sabki Bhalai. Now, there's this one-liner kind of news. Boeing has appointed new CEO, Chief Executive Officer. So the new CEO of Boeing is this person. His name is Mr. Robert Kelly. Okay, and he is replacing David Calhoun as to become the new CEO of Boeing. So these are one-liner current affairs. Just remember the name Robert Kelly and the name of the company Boeing. That's it. Next news, again a one-liner current affairs. Amul tops global food brand ranking in 2024. So Amul has been named world's strongest food brand and one of the most trusted also. So it has, in which report? Global Food and Drinks Report 2024. And if we talk about the overall, most valuable brand is Nestle. Remember this thing. Alright. So this is also one-liner current affairs. You have to remember. So about Amul, full name is Anand Milk Union Limited. It was founded in 1946 in Anand village of Gujarat. Alright. The parent company is Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, GCMMF. And the founder was Mr. Varghese Kurian, who is also known as the father of White Revolution, the father of the dairy sector in India. Okay. And the tagline is the taste of India. So these facts you have to remember about Amul. Alright. Jan Dhan Yojana. Yes, we got it, Manu. Next we have appointment. So we are now venturing into September current affairs. So Mr. KVS Manian, he has been appointed as the new CEO of Federal Bank. Alright. So KVS Manian is the new CEO of Federal Bank and previously he was associated with Kotak Mahindra Bank. Alright. So Federal Bank of India, it was founded in 1931 as Travancore Federal Bank and it was renamed in 1947 as Federal Bank. The headquarters is in Aluva, Kerala. Alright. The next news is LIC appoints Infosys for next gen digital platform. So basically their technology partner has become Infosys, has become the technology partner for LIC. So as a part of its DIVE program, LIC has its one program known as DIVE. The full form of DIVE is Digital Innovation and Value Enhancement Program. So for this thing, they have partnered with Infosys. So how you can make notes? LIC plus Infosys equal to digital enhancement. Digital enhancement, or you can mention DIVE. Okay. So this is your short note for this news. These are one-liner current affairs. Moving on. So about LIC, you should remember it is formed in 1956. The headquarters is in Mumbai. It is a Government of India wholly owned enterprise. The chairman person is Siddharth Mohanty. And the tagline of LIC is Yogakshiman Vahya Vaham Yaham. This is a Sanskrit word which means your welfare is our responsibility. Alright. So this was about LIC. Next we have DPIIT to launch Bhaskar, which is a revolutionary platform for India's startup ecosystem. So Bhaskar initiative. And what is DPIIT? DPIIT is Department of Promotion for Trade. Alright. So this platform name is Bharat Startup Knowledge Access Registry, and in short it is known as Bhaskar. So what are the features? So feature involves networking, resources, alright, personalized user experience. So it is a platform in which, let's say if I have to start a company, if I am the owner of any startup, I can use this Bhaskar platform where I can get all the investors, I can get all the help of the mentors with my business, and I can get the access to all the stakeholders who are interested in my business. So it is a single window where any startup can go and help to grow their own business. Alright. So remember this thing, how you can make a short notes. It is under DPIIT, it is the department under Ministry of Commerce. Alright. So Bhaskar initiative for startup. Remember this thing. This too you have to remember, that's it. So Startup India program you have to read. This is the static part. It was launched in 2016. Okay. Which ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Industries. Alright. And DPIIT come under this ministry only. The purpose of Startup India: to promote entrepreneurship, innovation and job creation. Whenever you have innovation, you have entrepreneur skill, you will make a business and your business will give employment to multiple people. Alright. So under this scheme, they have very simplified registration process. They won't, this startups won't be taxed up till 3 years. 10,000 crore funds have been provided here, through which they can get some loans also. Okay. So this is about Startup India scheme. So this was it for your entire 6 months important banking, economy and business related current affairs. I hope you have read very properly. I hope you have understand each and everything. Now you can mention whatever your queries in the comment section. Did you enjoy the session? I have tried to give you a crisp and concise notes. You can even read the PDF. I will upload the PDF. You can also go through it and you can gain the maximum advantage from this session. Alright. So, did you enjoy the session? Yes, no? I know it's a bit long session, but we are also covering the past 6 months current affairs. Alright. And I have extracted the most useful information for you. Clear? Math 3. Did I teach Math 3 here? Okay, Math 3 exercise between which two nations? So guys, did you enjoy the session? Yes, no? Alright, anyone, any question you can ask? Thank you, Manu. Thank you so much. Math 3 exercise So you want which country? So India and I believe Thailand. Thank you, Riddhi. Thank you for your remarks. Any particular question? If anyone have any particular question, you can mention in the comment section. I would try to answer with my full potential, with my full capacity. And continuing this session, in the next session we are going to cover some schemes related news. So you would be getting your upcoming class in the YouTube section, and you can see whatever classes have been conducted. So if anyone who have not seen this, the first session of this series, in which I have covered the international, national and the state news, they can go and watch that session also. It will be immensely helpful for all of you. Mongolia. See, I am not able to recall each and every exercise as of now, but I believe it is between India and Mongolia. Okay. I will upload the PDF. Okay. Okay then. So let's wrap up this session, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take a very good care of yourself. Study well, sleep very well, and do a little bit of exercise. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great day. Jai Hind.